Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am back with another process video this week. And this is for the collaboration between SpiegelMom Scraps and Let's Get Sketchy. And so this is the sketch we're going to be using this week. And I adjusted my photo a little bit. So the one that showed up in the sketch was a little bit smaller, but I decided to go with a 4x4. And then I matted it on some white cardstock. And there you see I'm pulling out just a white sheet of cardstock that's going to be the big part of my background. And then I'm also going to mat it on this sheet of kind of checkerboard paper. And this is from Crepe Paper, and this is part of the Cool Kid collection. So this is the boy collection. And I am cutting out the middle of the paper right now. So I just left this part in there in case you've never done this before or this hasn't occurred to you, or you're brand new to scrapbooking. This is a great way to increase the shelf life of your piece of paper. So I know I'm covering up the center, so I just cut that part out of my paper so then I can save it and use it for a different project later. And then I'm just going to go ahead and fight with this little frame here for a minute, but I am going to put that on the outside border of this white piece of cardstock that's going to be the basis for my layout. And this was not in the sketch, but this was a detail that I like to add to my pages. And then I went ahead and grabbed a bunch of paper from my scrap bin. So I've used this collection quite a bit already. And so this was a really great sketch to use up some little pieces and some scraps that were left over. So I'm grabbing this herringbone and I am going to use that just as an additional mat behind my photo. And I'm kind of lining it up so that the lines are kind of work with where I have my mat. And then I'm going to grab this turquoise-ish map paper and I'm going to cut a strip of that. And then I'm going to also take a strip of this triangular, real bright colored paper. And then I'm going to use a big strip of this black and white plus sign paper. And I am going to cut it down just a little bit because I don't want it to take up the entire layout. Because if you noticed in the sketch, it spanned a bigger portion but not the entire layout. So then I'm going to kind of stack up these different layers how I want them to be over here on the side. And I felt like I needed an additional color, something kind of bright in there. So I had an extra scrap of this yellow, and so I grabbed that, and I'm going to put a piece on the top and a piece on the bottom and make it look like it's one entire strip, even though it isn't. I only had one tiny little piece of that one left. So that's another great way you can use a tiny scrap and kind of maximize its use. So if you just tuck it behind both sides of that mat, it looks like it spans the entire thing. And then I'm going to cut a bunch of little pieces of those papers that were left over to create a little embellishment spot that's going to go up here in the top. And this was also part of that original sketch. So I am looking through my papers and I want to find that a piece of that triangular paper so that I pull in all of those extra colors because I'm thinking ahead of what the embellishments are from this kit that I want to use. So now what I'm doing is some mixed media on the background, and I just took the stencil that I showed you a second ago and I used it with my Shimmerz Texturez, and it's called The Tide That Binds. And I kind of placed them scattered around on the layout where I know some of my embellishment clusters are going to go. And then I went ahead and grabbed this Shimmerz Coloringz, and this is Peachy Keen. So in the video it kind of looks reddish, but in real life it's more of a peachy orange color. So it really matches the embellishments that are in this Cool Kid collection really well. And I'm going to go ahead and let that dry, and I did add a little bit more distressing to those areas to kind of make it work together with this collection. And there you see I'm pulling off some of my embellishments. So I've grabbed those off of the chipboard sheet, and the top one just says Adventure, and then I have that orangish star. And then I've put my title that I think I'm going to use down here just on a piece of wax paper so I can kind of play with where I want it to be placed. And so my title is going to say Cool Boys Rule. And this is just a picture of my son and his cousin, so my sister's little guy. And the two of them have been really, really close their entire life. So this is a picture of them playing around. We were at the new aquarium in town, and so it's just a really cute picture of the two of them and kind of shows that relationship they have where they're just best buds. So then I went ahead and added that puffy sticker that says Hey Buddy, as well as a piece from the ephemera pack that just is an arrow that says Explore. And then I went and pulled out these Cork Confetti stars from the SpiegelMom Scraps store. And I'm going to add one of those to each one of these embellishment clusters just to add a little extra detail. I am keeping the rest of this layout pretty much white space. So those three embellishment clusters around my photo, as well as that one at the top, are going to be where the details are found. And it's really going to draw you into this central element just like the sketch did. So I really hope you enjoyed this layout. I did a pretty close interpretation of the sketch, so I didn't change a whole lot of things. And I really hope you'll play along with us this week and use this sketch to create a page of your own. And please make sure that you share it with us. Have a great day. Bye.